Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Welcome. So, it is Tarot Tuesday. I will be back at 7 p.m. pulling one free card for as many people as I can fit in the hour. So, if you've not joined us for Tarot Tuesday, I would absolutely encourage you to set your reminder 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time tonight. And also, if I'm not able to get a reading to you, no, never fear. If you are watching, whether you watch live or watch on the replay, if there's a message that it really resonates with you, like it just makes you feel in your heart, then that message is for you. Absolutely. So, one of the things that I tell people in group settings, whether it's online or in person, that if spirit will piggyback messages because they get excited, right? When they can deliver messages, when they can really help to inform us or give us some indication or sign that there's a better way to do things, or this is the road you need to be on, right? And so spirit will bring in messages and piggyback, absolutely piggyback messages. So if you're watching any past Tarot Tuesdays on replay, or you're watching live and I'm not able to kind of fit you in, it's okay. Like whatever is really making you feel something, right? That message is also for you. That's how that works. So whether you go to a group reading with a medium, whether you're watching a tarot reader on YouTube, like wherever you're getting a group reading, right? The whole message may not resonate with you. Like, there might be parts of it you're like, "Yeah, no, that's not me." But there might be that one thing, right? That one thing that that person says, that one thing that was like, "Whew, I felt that," right? That's the message that is for you. So good morning, everyone. Good morning, Chrissy. Good morning, everyone watching on the replay. Please hashtag replay, like, heart, subscribe, share. I appreciate all of the fair exchange energetically, and all of the stars, and all of the other ways to give me fair exchange. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm truly appreciating this journey that I'm on with all of you on my online community. You have been with me, from the beginning, this whole online thing as I've moved. If you're a spiritual warrior, right? If you're a spiritual warrior, you're a light worker, right? Probably you've moved. We keep getting moved out of situations, moved out of relationships, moved out of homes, right? And so I was asking spirit before I came on, when I actually did the post for this, daily guidance, I was like, "What am I gonna title this, spirit?" And that's kind of what I've been doing lately, just asking spirit, "What do I title this?" And they gave me the words, right? And I got moving in and moving up, and I thought, "Hmm, this is gonna be an interesting reading. What are we moving up and moving into, right?" But for some of us, this is absolutely a physical move where you're moving homes. And in the last 20 years, guys, whew, I take that back, maybe 30 years, right? Ever since I've been out on my own in my early 20s. I've moved. I've moved a lot. I moved to the point where it became a joke in my family, right? It's I'm still moving pretty consistently. Even now where I feel more settled and more grounded, I'm still being kind of moved physically. And I don't plan on moving anytime soon, but sometimes I don't really plan it. It just happens, right? So if you're someone that like you've moved homes, you've moved areas, maybe you've moved across the country, maybe you've moved a lot in a little area like I have, like in the same county, right? It's okay. That's your journey. That's your journey. You energetically were getting shifted out of where you resonated, right? So whether it was the home, the land, the people, the landlord, the family, like whatever it was, the relationship, right? So if you're someone that like you've moved a lot, and again, there was a running joke in my family, right? Um, and I think that joke was really masking fear because it was really like my dad really starting that. And I think it was because his fear of me being safe and stable, me being okay, right? He just wanted me to be safe and stable. He just wanted me to be okay. He wanted me to be settled. And it was never the case for me. Like being settled was not Even now, I'm probably the most settled that I've been in a long time. I mean, I had periods of settle, right? I had 7 years where I had owned my own place and I worked, I taught, so I had a career, right? So there's been pockets in my life where I've been very settled, very happy in my home, very, knowing what I'm doing every day, where I'm going, right? Having routine, having, holidays, having that kind of family life, right? Structure. But if you're a light worker and you've been on this journey for a while, probably all you've gotten is pockets. There's been other pockets where it's been very chaotic, very unsettled. Where am I going to be? Who am I going to be with? How's this going to work out? Right. But I feel like you're definitely coming into a time of, even if you're still in that like moving or because, and it's all again, right? It's the internal. If you're shifting internally, if you're still growing, if you're still evolving, which we all are, right? So when your internal is shifting, right? You are becoming more compassionate, you're becoming more forgiving, you're becoming more loving. And you're really letting go of just anything that just doesn't serve you, that the hate, the frustration, people who did you dirty, people who walked away from you, like, I'm putting them in my rearview mirror, right? I think I was listening to someone on a reel, and there's a reason your windshield is way bigger than your rearview mirror, right? And I think that's what this energy is bringing us to is, like, look forward, don't look back. And so if you're someone that feels like you're still in movement, you're still moving, right? Whether it's homes or relationships or whatever, career, right? It's because you're still shifting internally. And this energy, there's a lot of that internal shifting still going on, right? Um, the planetary alignments right now shifting all of us. We have an equinox this week, shifting all of us in some way. For some of us, maybe, minor course corrections, right? Minute adjustments, right? You've done the major stuff. Now it's just kind of fine tuning things, right? For some of you, it's the big course corrections because you've been doing that. I don't want to make the change. I don't want to go in that direction. I don't want to upset the apple cart, whatever it was, right? And so for some of you, this is big shift. This is big inner shift, right? Of really empowering yourself, really learning how to set the boundaries with people. And so that's going to be massive shift in the outside, right? Maybe you're moving a whole state away. Maybe you're selling your home. Maybe you really are upending your career and going in a totally different direction. I actually was just watching a reel, and there was a woman who was assuring everybody that she was making the same amount of money working in a deli as she was in her medical career. So, and she didn't say what she was in her medical career, and it didn't matter. But I was like, that's a shift, right? That's a massive shift. Taking yourself completely out of your maybe even calling, right? For whatever reason. And maybe it's not permanent. Maybe she'll just do that for, a year or two, kind of reset her bearings, get herself, restructured, regrounded. But and that's it. Nothing's permanent. Nothing's permanent. So I think for me, that's why I was like moved from here to there to there to here to over here to back again, right? Because nothing's permanent. And as you shift internally, as you learn who you are, what you do want, what you will and will not put up with, that you're done with, right? It's okay to move. It's okay to move homes. It's okay to move careers. It's okay to move relationships. Good morning, Delia. Good morning, Cynthia. And for some of you, right, you're shifting relationships, you're shifting homes because you're not that person anymore. You're not the person who was the people pleaser. You're not the person who was the shove it under the rug, right? You can't do it anymore. It's not who you are anymore. You are now shifting into becoming very sovereign, very feeling good about yourself in some way. Okay. So there's our channeled message that came through this morning. So let's see what the cards want to say to support what spirit was bringing us. And so the title was moving in and moving up, right? So for some of you, you're moving up. You're leveling up internally, right? You're leveling up your empowerment game. You're leveling up your BS radar. That's what I heard. You're leveling up some things or ways internally that is going to be, reflected massively in the external, where you can't put up with that coworker anymore. You can't be nice to that family member anymore. And it's not that you're going to be mean. It's not that you're going to be a different person. It's just that you're going to be either just slowly pulling yourself out of the situation, right? Slowly disconnecting, or disconnecting in a way where you leave the situation. Maybe you move towns, or you move companies, or you move buildings, and it's like, we'll keep in touch, but we won't really, right? So some of this doesn't have to be jarring. Some of this doesn't have to be in your face. Some of this can be just you simply going in the direction that's right for you. Good morning, Serena. Good morning. All right, let's see what the angels want to add to this. I've been using the Angel Tarot by Travis McHenry. So I'm really liking these cards because I feel like when I show them, even though I can't pronounce all the angels on them, like, you can invoke those angels, right? You can work with those angels. Yeah, the vibration of them, you can feel it. I don't know. I just felt like this was just the good deck to kind of take us into this. Um, Sometimes a new beginning, right? It isn't January 1st. It isn't the new year, right? Sometimes your new year is September 1st. Sometimes your new year is October 1st, right? I was actually talking to my daughter yesterday, and she's like, "Mom," she's like, "I don't know why people think like they've got to wait." She's like, "I always feel like fall is like my new year." She's like, "I always feel like when summer ends and fall begins and the season changes, like that's the beginning of my new year." And I was like, "Interesting." Interesting, because I've actually had some, in the past, I've had some really, long-term relationships start in September, so I was like, maybe she's onto something with that." Maybe it has to do with the fall equinox, right? The harvest. So the 2 cards that came out first are Knight of Pentacles, the Praiseworthy God, Light of Understanding, who acquires knowledge and cures illness. Yeah, look at that. The Knight of Pentacles, yeah. The light of understanding, and I feel like that's what you're coming into. You're coming into your own understanding, which is allowing you to move in and move up into yourself, into your authenticity, into your divinity, right? And that's gonna then allow your external to allow you to move in and move up. So I'm really liking how, good morning, Alicia. We are being given what we need, guys, whether we recognize it or not. And for some of you, I know it's hard to trust and act on it, but that's what I feel. I feel like you are being given the true understandings of what you need, the understandings of why certain things went the way they did, why certain things couldn't work out the way you wanted them to, right? It was because that wasn't your road. That whatever you learned, whatever you were gained in that situation, job, relationship, whatever, you gained it, and it's now you understand it. Now you understand why it didn't work out. Now you understand why things couldn't go the way you wanted it to, and that's bringing you safety and stability. It's that lesson that is now bringing you into more safety and stability. Because, oh, the Page of Pentacles came out with the King of Pentacles. God sung above all, loyalty and allegiance, friendship and reconciliation. Yeah, because it is now time for new allegiances, new friendships, new jobs, new homes, new whatever that is going to support you. And yes, reconciliation is on this card, but that doesn't mean that like you're reconciling with a past loved one, right? This is about you reconciling that lesson with yourself, like reconciling it within yourself. Reconciling that, yes, that really flipping hurt. Yes, that really took me out at the knees. Yes, that was not what I wanted. I did my best. I gave it everything, and I still ended up with nothing, right? But now you're reconciling that that had to happen because giving your best in that situation was admirable, but it's not what it needed. What it needed was you to walk away, right? Right? So now you know. Now you know. So yeah, King of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, you are coming into safety and stability. Whether that's emotional, whether that's physical, whether that's mental, whether that's energetic, right? New beginnings. New beginnings in safety and stability, finances, family, foundation, right? All root chakra. And so for some of you, it is the new job. It is the new company. It is the new passion. It is the new goal. It is the new purpose, right? For some of you, it's getting out of mainstream and doing something completely different. Like the woman I saw today, she's like, and yes, I started at a deli. I left my medical career. I was like, wow. And she was telling everybody, like, I'm making the same money. Like she wanted her friends and family to know, like, it's okay. It's okay that I made this shift. I'm going to have what I need. And I'm also going to have happiness. I'm also going to have less stress. I'm also going to have less BS, right? And that's what I feel like today. Probably the title of this video, how to get less BS in your life. All right, let's see what Spirit wants to add to this message. Because, that was only 2 cards. We need 3 more. Oh, okay. Next card. Next card out. The Hermit. Word of God creating all. Your words have energy. Your words are magic. That's why it's called spelling, if you haven't heard that before, right? So it's important to speak your truth, to speak into existence what you do want. If you're still talking about what you don't want, if you're still talking about the hurt, if you're still talking about the did you dirty, if you're still talking about all the negativity, that's what you're manifesting. More of that. So tomorrow night in my meetup in my online community, we're actually going to I was actually asking Spirit, like, okay, we're going to do the meditation. Is there going to be like a theme? Is there going to be, what are we going to be healing in this? Because the meetup is energy healing at the end, self-directed compassion that we do, right? And so I was like, what's going to be the theme? And they were like manifestation, because a lot of you right now are going through changes and you're nervous about what those changes look like. But if you're thinking and speaking and feeling and knowing what it is you want, right? Where you want to be, what you want your goal or your end result to be, that's what you're going to manifest. So that's what we're actually going to work on tomorrow night in the meetup. So if you can't make it live, don't forget to grab that replay as soon as you can. But I hope you can make it live because it is so special when we're all together on the live Zoom call. So if that's something you would like to be a part of, just go to melissallwatkins.com/challenges. And there's 2 there. One is free. It's a meditation challenge. And the other one is my Living in Love community. So alchemy and transformation, rules, natural events, helps with spiritual progress. Yeah. So the Hermit is coming out to say, speak your truth. Speak what it is you want. Speak only about what you want, right? The alchemy and transformation. Words of God creating all. That's what you want to do. You want a hermit. You want to get quiet. You want to be journaling about what you want. You want to be journaling about your goals. You want to be journaling about your passions and what you feel your purpose is. And disclaimer, ding, 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 ding. Here it is. Here's the secret. Your purpose is to be of service. Each and every one of us came to this earth plane at this time to be of service. For some of you, it's to be loud and out there like I am. And for some of you, it's to be the model. For some of you, it's to be quietly living compassion, higher vibrational frequency, living in love, right? And just modeling that to the people around you, not getting into the drama, showing them that you can walk away, showing them that you don't have to get invested in somebody else's negativity, right? Showing them that there's a better way. Yeah. So for some of you, you may be feeling like the hermit is something that maybe you've been getting Oh, they fell. Um, forced Sometimes we feel like we get forced into a hermit mode because we feel isolated. We do feel like people aren't supporting us and people aren't there for us. But when you're changing and you're making big changes in your life, the people around you who are of, a different vibration, right? They get nervous, right? If you're changing, they don't want to change, right? So that you're changing scares them. It makes them uncomfortable. So yes, when you are making major shifts in your life, it can feel very lonely. But keep speaking your truth. Keep staying in the frequency that you want, where you want to go, living in compassion, living in love, manifesting your desires, right? That's where you want to stay. Because that's ding dang, they went flying. The 10 of Cups, that's why it's time to be master of the universe. It's time to master the universe. It's time to get into God consciousness, divine warrior. Confounds the wicked, brings victory and peace, because that's where you are coming into. You are coming into victory. You are coming into bringing in peace in your own life by going in the direction that's right for you, by doing what you feel is right for you, not right for anybody else. You are a divine warrior. And I've been saying this recently a lot, actually. If you're finding me, if you're finding me, you absolutely are a divine warrior. If you're finding me, you absolutely are a light worker. You may not feel like it, right? For some of you, you might be like, I don't even know what a light worker is. What is she talking about? Right? It just means you're someone that's working your light. You're working on being the best version of yourself. You're not allowing the negativity and the people who are hurting you to stay in your life, to stay, what I call having a seat at your table, right? I'm gonna go get these 2, hold on. There we go, okay. Yeah, it's time. Anybody who has a seat at your table that isn't adding benefit, isn't, allowing you to be your most authentic expression. I was actually watching, Virgin River the other night. I binge watched it. Um, and one of the things they said, and it was funny, they were actually sitting around a, fire pit and they were doing a full moon ritual, and I was like, "This is cool. This is cool." But what they taught, one of the girls was, like, really going through it, and, she's like, she was apologizing, like, "I'm really sorry, I'm not my best self, this isn't who I am," and they were like, "Look, if we can't love you on your worst day, we shouldn't get allowed to love you on your best day." And that just hit me in the feels, that if you have someone in your life that you can't be supported by on your worst day, then they should not be allowed to have a seat at your table on your best day. And that just really is making me feel like this. Like it is time, is you the divine warrior. Like anybody who's not willing to be the divine warrior right next to you, shoulder to shoulder, being and giving to you as you need it, whether you're celebrating or whether you're crying, right? They're not your people. They're not your people. Oh, Cynthia, welcome. I'm so glad, I'm glad I was able to, share that with you then. All right, final card from this deck anyway. 8 of Swords, God, protector, and savior. Truth and justice, protection from enemies who would steal one's fortune. Oh, I love that. I love that, and the angel's actually holding something. I'm not gonna say say because it's kind of grim, but look at that. Yeah. Truth and justice, protection from enemies who would steal one's fortune. Damn. There it is. You are moving away from anybody who doesn't deserve a seat at your table because they're stealing your fortune. Anybody who's there that is not giving to you, isn't being for you, isn't loving you authentically, isn't part of your purpose, right? All they're doing is stealing your fortune, and that fortune is your energy. Because when you don't have your energy, you can't manifest what it is you need in your life. So yes, they are stealing your finances, they are stealing your energy, they are stealing your love, they are stealing your wisdom. They're benefiting from you. When you have people sitting at your table benefiting from you, you can't rise as high as you deserve to rise, and they're pulling you down in some way. Not necessarily to their level, but closer to their level than your own, right? So that's why it's so important for anybody who is at your table that isn't giving to you, isn't being there for you, isn't fair exchange, isn't giving to you in some kind of fair exchange, whether it's energetically, emotionally, mentally, physically, financially, whatever it is, right? If they're not in fair exchange, they're stealing from you, they're taking from you. So it is time to protect yourself, to love yourself enough to put up those boundaries. And again, you don't have to get in somebody's face. You can simply just go in a different direction, especially if you're going in your own direction. Because if you're going in your own direction, if you're going in the direction that you're being called to go in, it's going to be uncomfortable for them. That is not going to be a direction they want to go in, right? And they're going to pull against it, right? And so for some people, in that tug of war, they're going to let go, especially if you keep going in your own direction, because ultimately you're going to win that tug of war. But you just have to keep going. You just have to keep putting one foot in front of the other. Hi, Kyla. Kylie. Um, and that can be hard. That can be hard, but it's what we're being called to do. Okay. I still have the Christ consciousness deck right here from the video I did. So if you've not checked out the 4 keys to 5D consciousness, check that out on YouTube. If you've not checked out my Lightworker and 5D consciousness new playlist, feel free. There is a meditation for protection in that playlist also. For those of you who are like, I don't feel protected. I got a lot of people and things coming at me right now, and I feel very vulnerable, right? I feel very shaky. So use that meditation. I think it's only like 7 minutes, and you can use it as often as you need. And it would be a really great meditation to use when you're like just about to go into work, or just about to go into a conversation, or just about to do something that has kind of that feeling of uncertainty or fear attached to it, right? Because maybe you have to speak your truth, or maybe you have to set that boundary in some way. And it doesn't, it's not going to be received very well. Purity, return to innocence. Yeah, there it is. This is why. Because it's time. It's time for you to get into that innocence of allowing things to be what they are, because you don't know better, right? When you're innocent, you don't know better. You just know things are what they are. And if you can return to that idea that you can't change something, you can't affect anybody else. They're going to do what they want, right? If you can stay in this energy of purity or innocence, like, okay, that situation is what it is. I can't change it. So I either change me or I go in a different direction. And I feel like that's what this card is saying. Like all you can do is have that childlike innocent quality to it, right? And then let that be the way in which you make your choices and decisions, because that is going to keep you in high vibrational frequency. Oh, thank you, Cynthia. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Return to innocence. Yeah. If you can see through the lens of the child's eyes in a situation, because here's the thing, children know very quickly if a situation is something they wanna be in, right? They feel the energy of it first. So it's like, "Okay, this is a great person, this is a good thing, let's do this." And then they'll walk into something and they'll be like, "Ooh, no, mm-mm." And you as the parent or the adult is like, "Oh, come on, it'll be good." And they're like, "Oh, no, mm-mm." They feel the energy of something that you're not picking up on. And this is what we have to do. We have to learn how to get quiet so we are picking up on those energies. We're not letting the societal expectation, right, be the thing. We're not letting the group mentality be the thing, right? We're taking each situation and person on their vibration based on that like lens of that child, that childlike quality of like, yeah, no, you might like this person, you might think they're great, but that lens of the child is like, no, there's something not all right, there's something wrong in the state of Denmark, right? Hamlet. Shakespeare, right? They can feel that. They can feel that something's not right in the state of Denmark. They don't know what it is. They just know they want to get away from it. And I think that's what Spirit's bringing to us in these energies is like this. We need to get into this ability to be able to get quiet or be open enough, right? To say, "Whew, you might be putting on this charming facade. You might be trying to give me the moon, right? But I can feel behind it something's not right, so I gotta go in a different direction." Yeah, Sherry, letting go of control, really, really hard, really, really hard. And for those of us who are programmed, right, to be in control, that can be, our Achilles heel, and it takes practice. It takes practice to surrender, let go of the how and the when. Know that everything is working out for your highest and greatest good if you're listening to your intuition, if you're following the signs that your team is laying out for you. And then "Okay, this is not a road I've ever been on before, but I'm trusting it," right? Because here's the thing, if it's a road you've been on before, you know how it ends, whether you wanna think about that or not, you do. And this is why spirit always, always, always takes you to uncomfortable, because they're new. If you can trust and act on what they're bringing you, they're gonna bring you through it. They're gonna bring you to what is best for you. They're gonna bring you to the thing that is gonna work out even better than you imagined. That's what spirit does. That's what spirit does. All right, so let's just get some advice. Let's get some advice. Yeah, Cynthia. So Cynthia said, "This is one of the best daily guidance readings I've heard lately. Spirit through you is reaching the heart." So I had to change things up. I knew that I wasn't doing my job and showing up as well as I could have for each and every one of you or for myself. And that was because I was letting my external, right, have way too much of my energy. And I didn't wasn't putting enough time in my own practice. Doing this IET weekend really kind of helped reset me, kind of bring me back to practices that raise my vibrational frequency that I can be doing on a daily basis, which there are several practices in integrated energy therapy that you as a practitioner can use to help your own frequency. So as you are facilitating healings for others, you're in a good state, right? And sometimes we do get caught up in the external, right? The making of the money or the raising of the children or the being the best worker, coworker, boss, right? Um, but I had to bring it back. I had to be like, "Whew, okay, I got to get off that treadmill. That's not serving me. That's not working out. I got to get back to what I know works for me. I have to get back to what I know." Because when you're raising your consciousness, when you're getting into awareness, right? That is what I call the secret sauce. That is the secret sauce. They bring you what you need. You don't have to strive and drive. And I was getting it back into the old habit of striving and driving. I'm like, "Whoo, no, 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 no. I know how to do this. I know how to do this. I know how this universal energy works. I know what getting into the matrix feels like. Why am I being way too human, right? Way too." So, thank you for that validation, Cynthia, that you can feel the difference because I knew I had to change something. And sometimes we have to have that little conversation with ourselves like, okay, where are you not being good to yourself, right? You can call it self care, you can call it spiritual practice. But at the end of the day, it's just where are you not taking the time to connect with your higher self and really tune into what you need? physically, emotionally, mentally, energetically, spiritually, financially, all of it, all of it. Oh, thank you, Cynthia. But I think part of it was I wasn't being a good channel. So, thank you, Sherry. She said amen. Thank you. All right, so the advice that Spirit wants to bring through. Yeah, harmony and resolution, it is time. It is time to get into, and that's what I was just talking about. I had to get back into harmony. I had to get back into harmony to get the resolutions that was needing and wanting, right? Look at that, harmony and resolution. Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. Um, Sometimes we get out of harmony, we get out of balance, we get out of our connection with our higher self, which is almost like beautiful music, right? We're not hearing. Oh gosh, I'm just brought to a story. Okay, so back many years ago, the first time went to college, back when I was 18, 19, I took a music appreciation class because I needed that credit. And I was not musically inclined, so I took a music appreciation class, and so we looked at different styles of music, and one of the things that I learned in classical music was how to listen to all the parts, right? Sometimes we only hear the main part or the loudest part, right? And I was taught to get very discerning in hearing all the parts, right? Maybe not listening to the piano, but listening to the strings, or maybe not listening to the strings and listening to the, other instruments, right? And that's what I feel like you're being brought to is listening to the symphony of your life, or the symphony that your spirit team is trying to bring you, not just the one part of it, right? Getting so focused on just the career that you're not having the relationship, or getting so focused on just the relationship that you're not having the service, being of service, right? You're not achieving your own goals. Putting time and attention in your own desires, in your own passions, right? So I feel like this is what this is speaking about today, like getting into the harmony of your life, all the parts of your life, and having it be, a beautiful harmony when they all come together. And so that's what I'm feeling with this card today, that it's, where are you not hearing or attending to one of the parts of your symphony? Wow, that's a little profound, isn't it? You're right, Cynthia. Maybe spirit is coming through me a little differently. Hmm, interesting. It's beautiful. I'll take it. I'll take it. It feels good. Feels good to be here of service to all of you, to be of service to myself and my family and my passion and my desire and my purpose, right? So I am going to pray for each and every one of you, that you can feel this to some extent today, this week, whenever you watch this, because you deserve it. All right, guys. I'm gonna finish my coffee. It has been a pumpkin day, so I have pumpkin coffee. Um, and I don't use creamer, so it's not like a latte or anything like that. It's actually pumpkin coffee my daughter got me. And then I made pumpkin cookies last night. So it's been a very fall type morning. So I am going to send lots of love and light to each and every one of you, and I hope that you can attend to some part of your symphony that adds to the tapestry of your life today. And I'm sending you so much love and so many blessings. And we'll see you later tonight, Tarot Tuesday, 7 p.m. All right, guys. Enjoy. Enjoy. You're welcome, Delia. Thank you, Cynthia.